Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. So today we have a lovely project, as you can see, a loop scarf. So for this scarf I used the jazz wool. It's out of alpaca and regular wool, and here you can see the colors that we have in here. So gray with some other colors as well. We have 100 grams, 180 meters. It's for a 6mm hook or needle, and that's also what I'm going to use. And you can see here the color gradient that we have. I'm going to take the middle out so that we can get started right away. Okay, here it is. So let's get started. I'm going to do about 50 centimeters of chains. So you don't have to count this time, but you do need something to measure with so that you get the length that you want. So here are the 15 centimeters. So we have here, let me count really quick. 16, 17 stitches or chains total. So that's what we're going to need for today. I'll show you some more details about the wool. So we have 55% acrylic, 25% wool, and 25% or 20% alpaca. So that's what we have in here. And let's continue. So this is the width that I want, but you can of course adjust this to your own needs. So after this, we're taking 3 chains for the height, and then into the 4th one, I'm gonna do a treble, and I'm gonna keep doing trebles throughout the entire row. I'm doing this slowly so that you can follow as well. This is really good if you're a beginner and would like to practice your trebles a little bit. Okay, so we're done now with the first row, so we can finish up, and then we're gonna do 3 chains for the height, and we're gonna turn so that we can continue with the second row. So we're gonna go back, but instead of going through the top part itself, we're going to go through the treble, so the big section here. So you can see it's super easy to find. It's these rib-like sections all over. So with the next one, we're going to do the same, but through the back. So we're just kind of making it a rib pattern in here. But we're still doing trebles, and it's still all the same thing, just a little bit different location where we start. And this way you get a lovely texture that you can see right away, but it's going to really pop out when you finish a little bit more of it. So let's check it out now. You see here the front and the back rows looking really good. So yeah, the front side is a little bit popped out, and the back side of course on the other side as well. So we get kind of a nicer texture, I guess, a little bit more interesting than what we usually do. And you can see here it's super easy to do. All you're gonna need are some trebles, the right spots to go through, of course. So a little bit of patience before you get the hang of it. And you can see here at the end just the 3 chains for the height. But apart from that, that's pretty much it. So the 3 chains give us the height, and then we can just continue with the next row. So here's row number 3 and 3 chains to start with. And you always know where to go through from this point on, because whenever you see here, so I'm going to show you this is in the front, so now we're going to go through the back. So we're basically doing the exact opposite of what we see with each stitch individually. So this way we get a really lovely texture that's even more enhanced. And you can see here when it's in the back, we just go to the front this time and the other way around. And that's pretty much it. Super easy and awesome results as well. So we're just kind of switching from the one to the other in each next row that comes, and we get a lovely result in the end. So I'm going to keep doing this a little bit more, and then I'm going to show you what I have. So you guys, here is the update after a couple of rows. So you see here the texture that we have, the little knots in here, the front and the back sections, of course. So the stitches are working really nicely with one another, and I think it looks really lovely. It's super warm. It's really thick this time, so a little bit denser than some other projects that we do, but I think you're going to enjoy this, especially for the colder days that are upcoming. So I just also wanted to show you, apart from the texture itself, you can see on the sides that it is a little bit wavy. So this is because of the front and back steps that we kept doing, but I think it looks really interesting that way as well. So you have a ton of different things that you can kind of discover as you work with this. So I'm going to continue this for a little bit. The color changes are just incoming, so we're still at the beginning with the lovely light gray. So yeah, I'm going to show you what I have after a couple of minutes after I finish a little bit more. Okay, you guys, so I finished the entire spool, and you can see here what we have. So all the lovely colors on here, the purple, a little bit of yellow even, and I wanted to measure so that you can know how long it is. And it's 85 centimeters in length, and of course I'm gonna connect it so that we get a loop shape as we said at the beginning. So you see here a little bit more yarn than what we usually leave. So this is just so we have enough for the connecting part. Let me just fix it really quick. Okay, the knot here we don't need, so I'll cut it off, and then I'm just gonna shorten it a tiny bit. We still need a little bit of length. Then we can pull, tighten a little bit so that it stays in place. And now we're gonna get to the actual connecting part. So if you haven't done this before, it's super easy, and if you have, you already know what to do. So this is how I'm aligning it. I'll show you. Okay, so here is the beginning thread that we did. So where we started. And now I'm trying to connect it nicely, so align it a little bit differently than what we usually do. You can of course do a regular loop, but I just thought that this might look a little bit more interesting. And now we're just pulling the thread through each of the stitches that we see on here to connect them so that they look nice and neat. Keep checking, of course, that the top section is always aligned so that you have a neat result in the end. And we're at the tip here. And now this side the same way. There we go. So now we have our end and beginning thread meeting here. So you can see the lighter one here. And now we're just pulling this out, and we can actually tie a regular knot to keep it all in place, or even a double knot as I like to do it. Then we just gotta weave that in, and we're pretty much done. I'll show you what we have. We can hide this from the inside so that it doesn't really stick out, the connecting section. Okay, so the things we need to weave in, I'll just push with you instead, but I'll do that later as well. And I'll show you the entire scarf before that. So you see here the lovely colors and the lovely connected sections that's a little bit different and a little bit more unique. So the cool thing this way, you can wear it kind of to the front, and of course it's a lot warmer than if you've had just one layer. So it's really great if you go to school or work really early in the mornings and they are getting cooler, so you are gonna stay warm with the yarn that we used and this type of scarf. So I'll just turn it a little bit so that you can see both sides. So here is the lighter side that I just showed you, and then the other one is a little bit darker, but you can of course wear it from both sides. It doesn't matter, it looks the same, apart from the colors of course. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to shoot us a thumbs up if you did. Let us know what you think about the texture, about the difficulty of it, especially if you're a beginner. And yeah, thanks for watching DIY Ideas. I hope you're gonna stay updated with our other videos by clicking on the subscribe button. And apart from that, I wish you a wonderful day. See you in our next video. Bye!